After my return to Sandpoint, everything was quiet for a few days. Then, one morning, I'm summoned to Kendra Deverin's office, the mayor. I was wondering if there was a problem along the way, and when I get to her office, she is seated with 3 other individuals. They look like the adventurous type, and she sits me down and explains to me that the goblin attacks haven't stopped. In fact, they've gotten worse. And it would seem that the goblins have redirected their attacks to the Hinterlands, which is the farmlands surrounding Sandpoint. Through the conversation, we all decide that the goblin chief has to be taken out. Kendra explains that she is paying for these other adventurers, and it's nothing out of my pocket, but she wants me to lead the group. They seem like a good bunch. We've all introduced ourselves and seem to get along fine. Unfortunately, no one knows how to find the Goblin King. We're basically just going to have to explore the countryside and see what we can come up with. Before we leave, we employ 2 hirelings, a porter and a torchbearer. The porter will carry our goods, and the torchbearer will obviously hold the torch. And so around noon, we head out into the countryside. We are traveling through quiet and peaceful hills. The forest is alive with birdsong and the croaking of tree frogs. There is no sign of civilization out here, no indication that anyone has passed this way in quite some time. As we splash through a shallow stream, the sounds of wildlife cease. Seconds later, we peer over an embankment to see 4 small, ugly people enter the clearing ahead of us. Their faces are hideous and their voices are harsh. A wolf accompanies them. The 4 humanoids are dressed in mangy robes and furs, and they carry axes and shields. As we watch, the largest one suddenly hits one of its fellows over the head with the blunt end of its axe. The smaller creature drops instantly and doesn't move. And so we just cross this little stream right here, and then there's some natural steps that lead up and continue on into this clearing over here. We're approaching what seems to be a forest, and it's starting to get thicker and thicker. This is just sort of the outskirt edge of it. And over here, we have this really big goblin that just bashed this other one on top of the head. He drops to the ground, and over there is their wolf. It would seem that a small breeze has carried our scent to the wolf, because it moves up to here and starts growling and howling. We're down here sort of peeking up over this hill, and the wolf charges us. There is no one surprised in this situation, so we're gonna do initiative. No one is declaring any spells. My die is the red one. All right, it's a tie. Let's do it again. All right, we're gonna take initiative. Here's my marching order. Ulrich charges the wolf as well. They're both charging right at each other. So the wolf's actually running toward me, but I actually do a charge attack. I get to move 20 feet and do double damage if I hit. And that's only for fighters and subclasses. I've got +2 to hit with the magic longsword and my strength. Whoa, that's an 18. It's a good way to start it. D8 for damage. That's 3 + 1. I do 4 damage to the wolf. With the double damage, that's 8 damage to the wolf. He's got 4 left. As soon as I took off toward the wolf, my half wolf takes off running and charges him. No bonus for that charge. And these 2 wild dogs just start going at it right in the middle of the trail. Duke needs a 13. Oh no, that's a 1. Since Duke doesn't have a weapon that he can break, we're gonna roll on the critical hit chart. Critical misses, that's a 2. Duke falls prone. Duke gets knocked onto his back and he is prone. That means he gets attacked at +4. Alina moves up to here, and then she's gonna shoot that first goblin with a short bow. The goblin's AC is 6, that means she needs a 14, but she's got +2, so I need a 12. No, that's gonna be a miss. The arrow sails over the goblin's head. Uma sort of runs up the little hill here to right about here, and then she's gonna whip a dagger at that first goblin. The 14, that's gonna be a miss. Timothy moves to about here, and then he's gonna pull out his sling and shoot it at the large goblin. Needs a 14 as well. Yo, let the circus begin. Holy crap. It's a regular sling. So he goes to use it and he flings the sling out here into the grass and it's lost. Well, yeah, because on a 1 in my games, it breaks. If it's magical, you get a 25% chance that it doesn't. So we're just gonna say that it got lost way out there because this is all woody and overgrown. Finally, these two are just kind of hanging back here. So evens, the wolf attacks me. That's me. I'm probably trying to push my way between these two to protect Duke. With my shield and everything else, the wolf needs a 15 to hit me. That's a 16, that's gonna hit. He bites me in the leg. Only 1 damage, that's nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see who doesn't get attacked. 4, that's gonna be Alina. First goblin runs over to here and attacks Ulrich. He needs a 16 with that hand axe. He gets it. See how much damage I take? 4 damage. Ulrich is already down to 6 hit points. So I'm gonna play this kind of nasty like a goblin would do. St. Timothy is getting a goblin, but there's also our down dog, Duke. Evens, it's Duke. It is. He runs up while Duke is on the ground and tries to bury the hand axe in him. With the +4 bonus for being down, all he needs is a 9. Yes, he missed. Duke gets out of the way. The goblin comes in with an overhand swing and the dog just sort of like flips around like a fish and the axe buries into the ground. This goblin here goes after our elf wizard. Since wizards don't really wear armor, all he needs is a 12 with his hand axe. That's gonna miss. And that goblin back there is still unconscious. Now this is one thing that I have missed about classic D&D. And in the new editions of D&D, it's just you guys roll initiative at the beginning of the battle and it goes and goes and goes. This, it's initiative every top of the round. I really love that. Mine's the red one. I need this. It's a tie. Oh, the goblins get to go again. That means Duke doesn't get to get upright yet. Let's see if their wolf changes targets. Ulrich is even. Yes. Good. Well, I don't know if that's good. Ulrich's only got 6 hit points. I need to drink my potion of healing. Wolf's gonna try to bite me again. He needs a 15. Yes, that's gonna miss. Just do the other little goblin that's right on him as well. Now there's no flanking going on here to where they're across from each other, so that's good for Ulrich. And I don't think that you can shift. I looked it up on the Facebook thing and Greg said that once you're in combat, you're in combat. But I think for my own house rules here, I've always allowed you to shift at least 1 inch. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So the goblin's gonna shift over here to try to get flanking with the wolf. Even with that though, he still needs a 14 to hit me. That's gonna be a miss, yes. The big goblin rips his axe out of the ground where he missed and he tries to bring it down on the dog again. Since he's got +4 because Duke is on the ground, he just needs a 9. That's a hit. Oh no. Duke has 6 hit points. Don't be a 6. Oh no! He kills Duke. Duke lets out this really horrific yelp that sort of echoes through this whole area. And then he just stops moving. Everyone just sort of turns and looks toward Ulrich. Ulrich's face gets beet red and he just starts raging. This one here is trying to hack Uma. He needs a 12. He's gonna miss, nice. It's our turn. Ulrich is gonna try to run his sword through this wolf. He needs an 11 because he's got +2. Damn it, it's gonna miss. Alina moves over here to get flanking on this goblin and stabs with her short sword. With the flanking, she only needs a 10 or above. Yeah, she's gonna stab him. He's only got 4 hit points. Come on, let's do this. Yeah! Alina delivers a vicious slash across the back, killing the goblin. Uma turns and is smart enough not to move into this melee over here. She's gonna back up just a little bit and throw a dagger at the big goblin. The 14 or above for that. She's gonna hit with a 17, yes. 3 damage, nice. Big goblin's got 4 left. I could cast Cure Light Wounds on him right now, but I don't want to use it up. I think we need to eliminate this threat. So Timothy's gonna run up here and use his mace on the big goblin. He needs a 14. That's a miss. All right, here we are again, initiative. Man, I miss having initiative at the start of every round. It's so awesome, but could be bad, could be good. We need this. Yes, we take it. Ulrich, still in a rage, is just trying to hack, like doing these arcing swings down onto that wolf, trying to just murder it. All he needs is an 11. Ulrich, dude. Now it would be Duke's turn right now, but he just died. But since he's a party member, I'm gonna let him roll on the death and dying chart. Well, it's not that great. He needs a 16 or above to survive. Come on, Duke. Yo, dude! Okay, so in the old, ICRPG, there's a miracle, right? If you roll a 20 on your death save, that is a miracle. He is actually alive and on 1 hit point. That's how we're gonna do it. All of a sudden, Duke climbs to his feet and sort of backs away, backs down this hill, and they start petting him and like helping him. Alina, with blood on her sword from just dropping this other goblin, now runs over here, gets flanking, and attacks the big goblin. I would really like to do a backstab right here, but I think it's pretty obvious to him. He saw me right here. You know, you have to kind of hide in the shadows and move silently. And so it's just gonna be a regular attack, but she does get the flanking bonus. She needs a 12 or higher. Dude, she gets it. Got 4 hit points left. Can she kill 2 goblins in a row? She does! She drops the big goblin! Dude, she's a beast. I think Timothy is impressed with this. He gives her a nice head nod. So more than half of their crew hasn't been killed yet, so there's no morale checks. Uma is gonna spend her turn picking up the daggers that she's thrown, and then in the midst of all of this, kind of head over here toward that goblin. Timothy is going to bash the wolf over the head. The 13. He's gonna miss. Wolf is gonna bite either Timothy or Ulrich. Evens for Ulrich. That's Ulrich. Good, because he needs a 15 to hit Ulrich. He's gonna miss, snaps at the air. Actually had +2 because of the flanking, but it still didn't hit. And now the little goblin behind Ulrich is gonna try to axe him in the back of the calf. Needs a 16. Wow. What if Ulrich goes down? Ulrich has 6 hit points right now. This could put him at 0. He would just go unconscious for a little bit, but it would be kind of funny. Wow, dude. Ulrich goes down. It's gonna be initiative. Alina starts yelling at Uma to do a spell. Ulrich is subject to a coup de grace right here. But on his turn, he's immediately, because he was exactly at 0, he's unconscious for 1d6 rounds, and then he'll revive to 1 hit point. But they're gonna try to kill him. They're gonna try to coup de grace him. Before we do anything, I have to declare spells. Uma is gonna turn around, looking all angry, and she has like lightning going through her eyes, and she's going to cast Magic Missile at the wolf if we win initiative. Man, come on, I need this. Dude. We know that the goblin's gonna try to coup de grace Ulrich, but will the wolf? The wolf is an animal. It sees him go down. Now the next threat is Timothy here. Let's see. Will the wolf go after Ulrich on evens? Yes, he goes after Timothy. If we can get this wolf killed, that goblin right there will have to make a morale check. Wolf needs a 13 or above to hit Timothy. Yo! That's double damage. Holy crap. Oh boy. Does he kill Timothy? That's 8 damage. Timothy has 9. He is on 1 hit point. But with wolves, I've always had this thing where if they do like usually 18 through 20, you get pulled down to the ground. That's kind of a 4th edition thing. Timothy gets pulled prone. These 2 women back here are probably like, who are we adventuring with? Hey, dude, these guys got to step up and be the heroes. The porter and the torchbearer. But it'll be my initiative, so he should be able to get up. Okay, so for the coup de grace, it's an auto hit. Target must save versus death, plus damage inflicted or die. Can somebody explain that to me? Save versus death plus damage inflicted. Where do you add that to? My death save is 14. If he does an automatic 6, that would be 20. No, that can't be right. If you play Dragonslayer, let me know exactly what that means. For now, Ulrich is going to make a death saving throw. He has to get higher than 14. Or the goblin is gonna slit his throat. Could Ulrich die already? Yo, he gets a 16, he survives. So since he was at 0, I'm assuming that puts me down into the next category right here of the -6. And then if he takes any more, if you get below -10, you're straight up dead. So that's how I'm gonna take it for right now. I'm still unconscious, but I'm at -6 hit points. So maybe the goblin tried to hack his head off and didn't have the power or miscalculated or something and it got caught in my armor somehow. Sheer luck. It's my turn. Okay, this is kind of it. Ulrich's down, he's unconscious. Next, it goes over to Alina. She looks back and sees that Uma is conjuring a spell back here. Her hands are starting to glow, and she realizes she's right in the line of fire for that. So she is going to move around over here and attack this goblin with her sword. She needs a 14 or higher. She's already killed 2. Alina trips, swings on the goblin. Her sword hits one of these rocks and busts right in half. She's standing there holding the hilt of the sword. At this point, a crackling bolt of energy shoots from Uma's hands toward the wolf right here. It automatically hits. 1d4 plus 1. It's going to be 3 damage. The wolf still has 1 hit point left. Come on. Timothy's going to use his move to get up, and he's going to crack this wolf over the skull. It's a 13. Yo, dude. These guys can't hit. Here we are. Initiative again. I really need this. Dude. I actually have to roll for Ulrich and his unconsciousness. So he gets up after, 5 rounds. So he's been down for 2. So I'd say he's got another 3 before he gets up on 1 hit point. The wolf is in contact and in combat with Timothy. So he's going to bite at him. 13 or above. He's going to miss. The little goblin is under attack from Alina. So he's going to turn to her and try to hack her with his rusted out hand axe. 14 or above. He's going to get it. Damage. 5 damage to Alina. These goblins are no joke. He buries that axe into her thigh and blood is just gushing down it. That did an enormous amount of damage to her. She has 2 hit points left. So Ulrich has 2 rounds before he wakes up with 1 hit point. Alina is reeling from that axe that she took to the thigh. Alina tries to grapple the goblin because all she has is a broken sword handle in her hand. She's gonna try to grab him. Needs a 14. No. The goblin wriggles out of her grasp. Uma's had enough of this situation. She actually charges in and tries to stab the wolf with a dagger. It's not an actual charge, but that's what she does. The 13. Dude, she kills the wolf. These women are badasses. Before Timothy can run over there and club that goblin right there, he's got to make a morale check. 7 or higher, and he runs off. That's a 6. This dude is ruthless. Timothy is going to run over here and club that goblin. 13 or above. Dude, I cannot hit. Leanna, the torchbearer, cannot take this anymore. She runs up the thing and she tries to start the goblin on fire with that torch. Hit him with the torch. 13. She breaks the torch. What? She doesn't actually break the torch. She trips on the way up here and lands prone right next to the goblin where he could easily kill her. This is a bad goblin right here. He is not scared of it. He's fighting all around him and he is not running. It's initiative. I won. One more round before Ulrich wakes up with 1 hit point. I don't think fighting withdrawal is in Dragonslayer, but it's in my home games. You can disengage. I mean, come on. Don't say there's no way to disengage. So I am going to do just that for an action, is disengage, and then she's going to back way up here because she's bleeding out at the leg. She's got like 2 hit points left. Uma is going to whip a dagger at this goblin. Remember, these guys, this Ulrich is on the ground. She needs a 13. She gets a 19. It would be so awesome if she kills this goblin. 2 damage. Timothy, you need a 13. Yes. Just enough to kill the goblin. Jeez. It was some really bad rolling, but wow. Okay. Next round, Ulrich gets up with 1 hit point. She's gonna get up because she just tripped. Everybody's got their bearings together. Duke survived. Barely. Both of those two. He survived a coup de grace. So, wow. What an encounter. What a way to start things off. Ulrich drinks his potion of healing. He gets 5 hit points back. It's D8 plus 1. That brings him to 6. We're going to bind our wounds after this. Alina has a really bad gash to the leg, and she's going in and out of consciousness. She still has 2 hit points left, but he's going to cast Cure Light Wounds on her. It's 1 to 8 plus 1. She only gets 2 back. And then we're going to spend 10 minutes binding our wounds. Everybody will get D3 hit points. Start with Ulrich. Ulrich gets 2 hit points. Elena, she's going to get 3 hit points. So Ulrich is at 8 out of 11. Alina's full. Uma's untouched. And St. Timothy is untouched as well. We can't forget Duke. We got to bind his wounds. Okay, he's going to get 2 hit points. And so he's at 3, about halfway. He's bloodied. So each goblin was worth 7. The wolf is worth 36. And then I made the goblin boss double the 7, which is 14. So we are at 64 experience for this, which is far less than the 2nd edition counterparts, about half. The goblins had 9 silver. It was supposed to be electrum pieces, but I don't use electrum. This goblin regains his consciousness after about 15 minutes and sits up, looking around, realizing that its companions are dead. He immediately screams out in surrender in very rough common. And he throws himself onto his knees. Don't kill the messenger. We start to interrogate him about what's been going on around Sandpoint, and we get a few key pieces of information. 1, the goblin chief is dying of a disease. 2, the tribe shaman needs a unicorn horn to cure him. The goblins wounded a unicorn just yesterday morning named Silverlance with a special magical arrow, and now the creature is slowly dying from the cursed wound. At least that's what they think is going on. A large group of goblins to the northeast are hunting for Silverlance and plan to finish him off. The tribe doesn't know the location of Silverlance's lair, so they are searching the caves and the hills along the edges of this forest. The goblin introduces himself as Nork. "I's Nork. I Nork." Nork basically begs for his life and starts pleading and whining. We need to decide what we're gonna do with him. He explains that the group that we just killed here was a hunting party that wasn't around when the shaman returned back to the tribe after they had injured the unicorn. And so it was Nork's job to reunite this little war hunting group with the shaman and that group. Alina looks down at the wound on her leg and says, "I'll kill him right now. Just give the word." So the group's gonna have to decide what they wanna do here. And we'll do what I call a majority roll. So we'll start with Ulrich. Ulrich says no. We already know that Alina says yes, so that's 1 to 1. Uma says no. And finally, Timothy says no as well. Nork is overjoyed by the fact that they're gonna spare his life. He is going to take off running into the woods. And now that they did spare his life, perhaps he will be a returning NPC. We'll have to see if we catch up with him again in the future. So it looks as if we have to go find this unicorn before the other goblin hunting tribe does. We know that the unicorn is injured and there's going to be a time limit here. And it's going to be a series of steps, almost like a skill challenge that I've put together for this. We could find him first. The goblins could find him first. We could find him at the same time. We could run into the tribe before we even find the unicorn, which slows things down, which means the unicorn could die before we get there. There's like a whole bunch of possibilities that could stem from this. And we're gonna leave it right there, guys. So I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.